The moment I saw him, this little brown hyena cub, I just wanted to do everything to keep him alive. He was like really tiny and fragile, and he wouldn't stop crying. He was so extremely sick. We still didn't even name him until the first 3 weeks because we didn't want to jinx anything. But it was only the beginning. I will never forget that. We have 2 brown hyenas here at Chipangali Wildlife Orphanage in Zimbabwe. They were caught on a farm here. Now, luckily, it's a breeding pair, so it's a male and a female, and they get along really well. And you can see that they just love each other. Brown hyenas are usually extremely shy and also nocturnal, and it's an endangered species. So what many people don't know is they actually are very, very social, and they live in clans. And they even have communal dens and all of that. So it's perfectly fine that we have 2 together. So I sat down with them every evening for about 2 months to gain like their trust. And then we knew eventually that Patty was pregnant. And we hear that Atlas was born because we hear the sounds of him suckling from his mother. Also, during that time, it's winter in Zimbabwe and it's extremely cold. So during the nights, we had put in a lot of hay and straw for them to prepare their den. But 2 nights later, the family here checked on Atlas and they saw he was laying on the naked concrete floor. And he was all by himself. It's never our preferred situation to take an animal away from his parents, because we want them to stay as wild as possible, because there's always higher chances of releasing him. But he was very small, so he was still blind. His ears were all curled up. So we were like, okay, we have to act immediately. So we put him inside and put a heater on, and like we tried everything day and night to be there for him. We would feed him extra puppy milk imported from South Africa, which is all very costly and not easy to get, but we got that for him, and we prepared everything every 3 hours, making sure he's fine. Unfortunately, in the beginning, he developed pneumonia. And so we would take him to the vet almost every day. We really did everything we could. In the end, it was a feeding tube that had to be inserted because Atlas didn't want to drink anymore. And then because Atlas moves so much, he still managed to rip it out. But luckily then, he started drinking again. And from that moment on, he also got medicine, he got antibiotics, and he was slowly, step by step, like getting better. And then once he survived pneumonia, he was getting more stable. In the beginning, he was like really tiny and fragile, and he wouldn't stop crying.
Little baby massage, let's get that out.
But then when he was doing better, the fur was becoming very soft, and he starts to slowly walk and stumble. He's very clumsy at first. He actually still is very clumsy. Maybe that's just also a character trait.
Hi.
He would start to play a little bit. He would start to nibble a little bit. His little milk teeth start growing, and they're quite strong. Even though we give him all the toys in the world, he still prefers to bite in your toes or in your hands.
Not my shoe. Not my shoe.
Now, as he's growing up, he's jumping around a lot. He's being very naughty. There's a lot of things in his mind that are like, I want to be as messy as possible. He's also trying to explore a lot. So he wants to climb up chairs, he wants to go on the table, he wants to see what's on the table. So he will start pulling down the tablecloth and all of that. And sometimes when he's in a comfortable mood, you can play with his ears, you can scratch behind his ears and he will like that. You can still have him in your arm like a baby, and he doesn't really like to hold still. Obviously, he prefers to play, but you can play around with him, throw him on his back and scratch his belly and all of that, and he will love it very, very much. But yeah, I think my favorite part about him is definitely his face. And then when he looks to the side, you see his black pupils, but then the little bit of white in his eyes, and it's just the cutest thing ever. He's got these black whiskers, also very, very sweet. You can also see he's growing every day. It's crazy. But he still has a little bit of that baby fur, especially around his face. It was his left ear that was popping up, and then the right one. And we're like, is this gonna be like a permanent thing? He doesn't look like a real hyena, like he needs both ears to stand up. Luckily now both ears are standing up, and he's been introduced to the dogs that we have. So those are his big playmates, and it's very important to have these playmates because since he doesn't have his mother or his parents or any other siblings to tell him, okay, it's enough now with fighting or being naughty or annoying, he needs this animal interaction. They have better ways than us humans to actually show him that's not all right. Leah has been the perfect play partner for Atlas because she's teaching him manners very, very well. Once Atlas got comfortable with Leah, he will really start to bite into her butt, in her tail, in her large ears. And of course, she doesn't always like that, so she will turn around and try to snap. But it's very interesting. She will literally make a snapping noise in the air in front of him to not hurt him, but to still show him, yeah, you can't be this naughty with me. And you can see that he differentiates between people. When I sit inside and I play with him, he comes to me, he's very open, he's not scared.
Hey, look at my tummy. Look at my face.
And then sometimes when strangers come in, he will be very, very cautious. But that's actually a good thing. It's not our goal to have a cuddle buddy with us all this time. There is still a big chance for him to get back into the wild later. We're currently busy building him an outside enclosure. It is our goal to release Atlas into a safe environment like a national park. We are quite positive about his future, actually. Seeing Atlas grow up has really been a dream come true. Atlas has won my heart in a heartbeat. And in the end, seeing that he's been through a lot and the conditions he was born in, he's a true fighter. And he is a very positive example of how we should look at hyenas. And yeah, I hope he will melt the hearts of all of you. So many people find hyenas ugly and they have such a bad reputation, but we hope to change the minds of people. They have those cute puppy faces, even though they're not related to dogs. It's just amazing, really, and they're so important to their ecosystems because they scavenge all the foods. So they're basically cleaners of their ecosystems. So they are so essential for that. And yeah, I wish more people would see that, how important they actually are, and how interesting of a being they are, how sensitive they are, how shy they can be, how they can differentiate between humans. They're honestly incredible. I hope that everyone will give them a second chance.
If you are rescuing or thinking of adopting an exotic animal, please make sure to contact professionals and do your research so that they can have the best life possible.